Om Jnana Timandasya Jnananganam Salakaya Chaksu Sumritam Yena Tasma Shri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobishta Stapita Yena Bhutale Sayarupa Kadama Yandadati Sampadantikam Vandeha Sri Guru Shitam Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavascha Sri Rupam Sakajatan Sahakana Raghunatan Tatan Sajivan Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijanam Saitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padasahagana Lalita Sri Vishakavitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanto Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gorange Radha Bindavaniswari Vishabhanu Sutadevi Pranamami Haripi Pancha Kapatarabhyascha Kripa Sindhi Vacha Patitana Pavanavebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Siva Shri Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Anandalila Maya Vigraya Himabadi Vescha Visundaraya Tasma Maha Premarsa Padaya Chaitanya Chandra Namastate Chaitanya Chandra Namastate. And of course this class, Bhagavad-Gita class, is the life of ISKCON devotees. Just like we have Bhagavatam class, we also have Bhagavad-Gita class. Ever since the time I joined, more than 40 years ago, Bhagavad-Gita class has always been very, very famous. Devotees, we maybe travel, go many places for Sankirtan, but we always have to get back for Gaurarati and then Bhagavad-Gita class. So it's always ecstatic. So, and of course, as is in the Gita Mahatmya, that Savapanishadu Gabo Duddha Gopalanandana, that the many Upanishads are there, Savapanishadu, that many Upanishads. So the Upanishads, they are like cow, Gabo. So they like Upanishads, they are like cow, and then the Sudha Gopalanandana. So there's a cow, and then there is the milk of the cow. So the milker is Gopalanandana, Krishna is Nandanandana, Gopalanandana. So he's the milker of the cow. And Sudhi Bhakta, that now there's a cow and then there's a calf. So there has to be the calf in order for the cow to give proper milk. So the calf must be there. So Arjuna is the calf. So Krishna is the maker of the cow, and Arjuna is the calf, standing in front of the mother. And then so Krishna is making the cow while Arjuna is there watching. And then who are drinking? Dugdhan Gitamitam Mahat. That's the great devotees. They are the one drinking this nectar of the cow, which is being made by Krishna. So we all know that Krishna is Gopa. So every morning Krishna will make the cows before going to the forest. In this way, the Surabhi cow will just been given nectarian milk, which sustains the life of everyone. So Krishna, from his mouth coming the Bhagavad-Gita, which is the essence of all the Upanishads. So that's why Bhagavad-Gita is also called Gita Upanishad. It's the essence of Upanishad. And it actually make Mahabharata has been one of the most essential scriptures, because within Mahabharata is the Bhagavad-Gita. So that makes the most essential scriptures. So devotees, just like they cannot do without Bhagavatam, also they cannot do without Mahabharata, because within Mahabharata is Bhagavad-Gita.
Part of Mahabharata.
I know.
Bhagavad-Gita, part of Mahabharata.
Yeah, it's part of Mahabharata, but it made Mahabharata glorious. It made it glorious. So today we are reading chapter 8, text number 15. Attaining the Supreme. So Lord Krishna is giving instruction to his dear devotee Arjuna. Taraga Yoga Brahma, that's the actual title of this chapter, which means the attaining the yoga of the Supreme, the yoga or the attainment of the Supreme Person. So text number 15. So Lord Krishna is saying, Mam upetya punah jama dukala yam asaswatam napnuvanti mahatmana samsiddhim paramagata. Mam, me, upetya, achieving punah, again, Jamma, birth, Duka alayam, place of miseries, Asashwatam, temporary, Na, never, Apnuvanti, attain, Mahatmanaha, the great souls, Samsiddhim, perfection, Paraman, ultimate, Gataha, having achieved. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti-Yoga Swami Prabhupada Ki. After attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection. Purport. Since this temporary material world is full of the miseries of birth, old age, disease, and death, naturally, he who achieves the highest perfection and attains the supreme planet Krishna Loka, Goloka Vrindavan, does not wish to return. The supreme planet is described in Vedic scriptures as Avyakta and Akshara and Paramangati. In other words, that planet is beyond our material vision, and it is inexplicable, but it is the highest goal, the destination for the Mahatmas, great souls. The Mahatmas receive transcendental messages from the realized devotees and thus gradually develop devotional service in Krishna consciousness and become so absorbed in transcendental service that they no longer desire the elevation to any of the material planets, nor do they even want to be transferred to any spiritual planet. The only one Krishna and Krishna consciousness, and Krishna's association, and nothing else. That is the highest perfection of life. This verse specifically mentions the personalist devotees of the Supreme Lord Krishna. These devotees in Krishna consciousness achieve the highest perfection of life. In other words, they are the supreme souls. So this chapter, it's described as Tarak Brahma Yoga, or the yoga of absolute deliverance. And of course, Srila Prabhupada, he termed it as the attaining the supreme, attaining the Supreme Person. And of course, when we say the Supreme means Krishna. So normally in this world, people have different ideas of what to consider to be the ultimate goal, or what's considered to be the ultimate attainment. Just like those who are in the path of monism, so their conception is to merge into the impersonal Brahman, the Brahman effulgence. And those who follow the path of mysticism, the yogi process, to them is to ultimately to merge, the ultimate merge into the absolute. And of course the perfection is the attainment of the yogic perfection. And of course the karmics, those who follow the path of Kamakandya, so they want to go to the highest planet. So everyone has got a particular goal. In the Mahaprabhu has said that Krishna Bhakta Niskam Ataiva Shanto Bhakti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sokaliya Sante, that apart from the devotees of Krishna, everyone else who have different spiritual pursuits, none of them can be peaceful. None of them have any peace. Either the muktas, the bhaktas, the siddhas, the kamis. So they all there, none of them can be peaceful. Only Krishna devotee. Why? Because Krishna devotee, they have no other desire except Krishna seva. So therefore, the Krishna Bhakta, they always very, very peaceful. So in describing this content, because at the beginning of the chapter, whereby Lord Krishna is asking that King Brahma, King Karma, he was asking, what is Brahma, what is Karma, what is the ultimate pursuit? So Arjuna was asking Krishna some few questions, and then Lord Krishna is giving him the proper answer. Specifically, the process of attaining the Supreme, and what are the procedure, the sadhana, and also what is the sadhya. So the sadhana and the sadhya, they all described in this chapter. When we see that in Bhagavad-Gita, it's divided into 3 sections. So 18 chapters of the Bhagavad-Gita, 3 sections. So chapter 1 to 6 is basically describing karma. And then chapter 7 to 12 describing bhakti. And then 13 to 18 is gyan. So both are there. But bhakti is contained in, because bhakti is the most confidential, so it's put inside the Bhagavad-Gita. And then within those 6 chapters, you have the 4 essential slokas of the Bhagavad-Gita, which are called Chatusloke. And these 4 essential verses, you find them in the chapter 10, texts 8 to 11, which 8 to 10, 8 to 11, chapter 10, text 8 to 11, which begin with Aham Savasha Prabhavo, Mata Sava Prabhatati, and then so this is like the most essential of Bhagavad Gita, which means understanding these 4 verses alone, then one understands Bhagavad Gita. Just like Bhagavatam has 4 verses, 4 key verses, which begin with Aham Evazan Evangre, Nanyad Yasata Asaparam. And then the last line of the 4th line is that Yatsya Sabatu Savada. So these 4 verses, key verse of Bhagavatam is the essence. And these 4 verses actually emanated from the mouth of the Supreme Lord himself. And then from there, all the verses of Bhagavatam expand from there. So this 4th verse of the Bhagavad-Gita is also like that. So the method and the goal are described. Now, when the Lord was saying that, he said those who are the beginning, who are the end of their life, if they remember him, then they will attain him. Who at the end of their life, the Lord say, Anta kaleva mameva smaram mukta kalevaram ya prati samad bhavan yati nasyatra samsaya. That anyone who at the end of his life quit his body, remembering me, alone at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. So which means, if one remember Krishna at the time of death, then ultimately one get transferred to the ultimate abode. Because after all, whatever we are thinking of at the time of our death, that position we will attain. Whatever we are thinking of at the time of our death, we will attain that position. Obviously, people at the time of their death, they think of what is most dear to them. So they think of what is most dear to them. Some may be thinking of their family members, or some think of their society. Whatever is dear to you, that's what you think of at the time of death. Janyam vapi smaram bhavam, smaram tayantyate kalivaram, tantam evaiti kanteya sata bhava bhavita. Whatever state of mind a person may think of, but remember, when one quit his body, that state he will attain without fail in the next life. So which means, what are we if you're thinking of our dog, especially in this world, many people, they have so much love and affection for their pets, even much more than their family members. Just like one lady in America, she has so much affection for her pet. She has so much. She's very, very wealthy. So she made a will, and she willed everything, millions and millions of dollars. She willed everything to the pet, to the dog, even though she had children and everything. But she did all the will she gave to the dog. So obviously, in the next life, she will become a dog. Obviously, that's what's going to happen. Because that's what she's thinking of. So which means we have to be, as a devotee, those who are practicing bhakti-yoga, we have to be very, very careful of, at the end of our life, what is going to be our consciousness at the end of our life. And that's why Krishna consciousness is most viable. And of course we may say that, okay, I'm practicing Krishna consciousness, maybe I don't have to be so serious. After all, we find many situations whereby many devotees, when they are leaving their body, and then devotees will come and do kirtan, devotees will come and do kirtan when they are leaving their body. So it's, of course, such death, of course, is very auspicious, but after all, devotees are there, they are doing kirtan, and the person, leave his body. That is good, because hearing the holy name of the Lord, that will automatically enable the person to think of Krishna. So the next life will be good. That person will go to the higher abode, to the higher destination, the next life. But not everyone is that lucky. I'm talking of spiritual practitioners. Not everyone is that lucky that when they are leaving their body, devotees will come and do kirtan. Not everybody is that lucky. Suppose he died in an accident. One devotee died when he was swimming the swimming pool. He had a heart attack and left his body. So anything can happen. So not everyone can be that lucky that devotees will come and do kirtan. We ultimately be remembering Krishna. Bharat Maharaj was a great devotee of the Lord. He was a great devotee, great Vaishnava. But Bharat Maharaj, somehow, out of compassion, he developed a a very deep compassion for a deer, because it is one time Bharat Maharaj, even though he was a great devotee, he renounced the kingdom and he had gone to the forest to practice meditation. So he went to the forest to practice meditation, and one time he saw a mother deer, a pregnant deer, who was being chased by a tiger. So this deer was running away from tiger, a pregnant deer, and I said as this deer was jumping over a river, so she produced a child. She produced a child, and this deer died. So the child was there helpless. So somehow Bharat Maharaj, he opened his eye and saw this helpless deer. So he developed a compassion. He picked up this deer and then started caring for the deer. So he was caring for the deer so much, to the extent that he actually developed so much affection for this deer. Because he was feeling that, okay, this deer, nobody can care for this deer except me. That even when he was doing his meditation, he was always thinking of the deer. He will always think of the deer, even when he was doing his meditation. And then, at the time of his death, when he was like clutching his heart. At that time, he was actually trying to remember Bhagavan, but he was clutching his heart, and then the deer came before him. Why? Because the deer had disappeared, and Bharat was actually looking for this deer. He was lamenting for this deer. So at the time of his death, so the deer came in front of him. So as a result, even though he was a great devotee, he even attained almost at the level of Bhav. Still, in his next life, he became a deer in his next life. He became a deer. So which means, due to inattention, he became inattentive to the spiritual discipline. So therefore, Lord Krishna is warning here that one must be very attentive to the spiritual practice. After all, the whole chapter of this chapter 8 of the Bhagavad-Gita is showing us how to attain the Supreme Lord. So the Lord said, Tasma Saveshu Kaleshu, Mam Anusmaran Yudhyacha, Maya Pitamano Buddhi, Mam Evashyasi Asamsaya. So the Lord said, therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna. At the same time, carry out your prescribed duties of fighting. With your activities dedicated to me, and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without doubt. So here, the Lord is describing here the process of bhakti-yoga. It's a process whereby one is constantly absorbing thought of the Lord. One is constantly in thinking of Him. The non-devotees, they have so many other objects of thought, or many other objects of meditation. The devotees of Krishna, the only object of thought is only Krishna. And that's why such devotees, they are considered to be Mahatmas, great souls. Only Mahatma think of Bhagavan, think of the Lord. No, the Duratmas, those who are not so similar, who are not that elevated, they have many other objects of affection. So how do we begin that? Because we don't know when death may come. Death can come at any time. So therefore, Krishna consciousness is a method by which we actually Krishna conscious in everything that we do. It doesn't matter what ashram we belong to. Now Arjuna is a shorter of fighting. So Krishna didn't tell Arjuna that, okay, now you should give up. I'm glad that you don't want to fight, so therefore you should go to the forest, be a Swami, be a sannyasi, and just think of me. Krishna did not tell that to Arjuna. He said, no. He said, Mam Anus Maran Yudhyacha. He said that it doesn't matter, you are fighting. Keep on doing your fighting. But you keep on doing your fighting, but with the thought of me. You be thought of me. So because why? You are a Kshatriya. So a Kshatriya have to perform his duty. Just like a Kshatriya have to perform his duty, so is a Vaishya, so is a Brahmana. They all have to perform their duty. But everyone perform their duty for the satisfaction of their Supreme Lord. And one cannot say that their particular duty is faulty, and because there are some faulties there, so therefore one want to give it up. Because by giving up one's duty, then one is considered to actually be sin. So therefore, giving up of one's duty also is never recommended. So therefore, Krishna is telling Arjuna here that you have to carry out your prescribed duty of fighting, but at the same time, your activities must be fully dedicated to me, and your mind and intelligence fixed on me. This is yoga. Yoga means to be in union with the Lord. When the Lord is talking of yoga abhyas. Yoga abhyas means to be in a fix, to have a deep resolute in one's practice of yoga, because yoga means to be in union with Krishna. So which means for one, who a real yogi is the one who is constantly thinking of Krishna. That's a real yogi. And for such a person, Krishna is always with him. Krishna is there with him always. In the chapter 10, in the Kisloka, it's a Mam Evanu Kampatam. Mam Evanu Kampatam. This is the last verse, which is text 11 in the text 11 of chapter 10. So the Lord said, Mam, let me see. No. Tesham evanu kampatam aham aganayantamha asayami atma bhavasto jnana deepena bhashvataha. So the Lord said, to show that special mercy, I dwell in their hearts, destroy with the shining light of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. And of course, this kind of ignorance, whereby this is not the materialistic ignorance. This is the ignorance that sometimes one have a feeling for a devotees who have attained the highest perfection, who have attained the highest spiritual platform. So due to intense feeling of separation, sometimes one feel that the Lord is not there. This is due to the intense feeling of separation, that sometimes one feel that Krishna is not here, and one begin lamenting that, oh Krishna, where are you? Where are you? But the Lord saying here that for such person, because I'm always in their heart anyway, so I do infuse into them my personal, what do you call it? Because this verse, it has been given some very beautiful commentary by one of Srila Prabhupada's, actually by Bhakti Thakur. He gave a very beautiful commentary to this verse, whereby it's actually given the ras meaning of this particular verse, that the devotees, the Lord, some most devotees, because sometimes they feel intense feeling of separation from Krishna, and then the Lord infuses his own energy into such devotees so that they can see, oh, Krishna actually is always here. So there was one time when Krishna was about to depart Vrindavan. So Krishna was about to depart Vrindavan, and all the gopis, so they went to Srimati Radharani and give her the news that Krishna is about to leave Vrindavan, that Akura has come and is about to take Krishna away from Vrindavan. So they went to break this news to Srimati Radharani. So Radharani, when she heard this, she began laughing. she was laughing that, what do you mean Krishna is living Vrindavan? How is that possible? Within the inner core of my heart, there's a big chamber there. There's a big golden chamber within the inner core of my heart. And within that chamber, Krishna is there lying in that chamber. So how can you say that Krishna is going somewhere when he's actually there in my heart, and is lying very nicely in the inner chamber that is there within the core of my heart. So therefore, you all don't know what you're talking about. So which means for devotee, Krishna is always there, especially for his loving devotees. But due to the feeling, sometimes due to the intense bhav, sometimes this feeling of separation may be there. Due to the intense bhav. So therefore, Krishna is telling Arjuna that you should always think of me all the time. Never stop thinking of me. This is called yoga abhyas, being very resolute in yoga practice. In this case, Krishna consciousness. This is what we mean by Krishna consciousness, which means we have to be Krishna conscious at every single moment of our existence. Not that we have to wait till the end of our life, or when we are very, very sick and we are on the deathbed and we expect that, okay, devotee is going to come, they're going to be chanting, and then I will leave my body peacefully. So we should not wait for that time. The time to be Krishna conscious is now, not later. So Krishna said, Ma upete punan janma. So he said that those devotees, those great Mahatmas, the great souls, they don't take another birth in this material world. Ma upete punan janma, no more birth. Why? Because some see the paramangati, because they've attained the topmost perfection. They've attained me. So once they have attained me, so therefore, for them, there's no more birth. There's no more birth, death, old age, and disease. Dukkha layam sashvatam, which is the very nature of this material world. Everything is full of misery. Tapatraya is there, threefold misery is there in this material world. And then not only is it miserable, it's also temporary. As sashvatam means temporary. Lord Krishna told Arjuna, Matras pasha to konteya, sitoshna dukadha. He said that just like there is, winter and summer seasons, they come and go. They don't last. Now, we are in the winter now. Maybe in the next 2 or 3 weeks, winter will be gone. Another season will begin here in Vrindavan. So happiness and distress is also the same thing. Sometimes we are happy and sometimes we are distressed. That is the condition of material world. It's all temporary, which means there is no permanent happiness and there is no permanent distress. But Krishna said that the devotee, they want to go to that place whereby there is perpetual happiness. There is no misery in that place. Now, in this platform, there is there are those who worship demigods. Okay. They worship demigods because sometimes they worship demigods because they want to go to their planets. Like there are many devotees of Lord Shiva, or some worship Suryadev, Chandradev, Indradev, like that. Many devotees like that. But such kind of worship do not take one to the ultimate destination, because the demigod themselves, they are not eternal. And their planet is not eternal abode. So which means their worship is of, the benefit of their worship is of temporary nature. Whereas, if one worship Krishna, if one become Krishna devotee, and attain this planet, one stays there permanently. There is no coming back. There is no coming back to the material world. Then, and of course, when one take a devotee who have attained perfection, a devotee who have attained perfection through sadhana. Now there are different types of sadhana. There's a Vaidhi sadhana, And there's also the Raganuga sadhana. So different sadhana is there. So a devotee who have attained sadhana, first he will take birth in a planet where the Lord is performing his pastimes. He will take birth in a place where he's performing his pastimes, where the Lord is performing his pastimes, and it's in that planet that the devotee get trained in terms of how to render loving devotional service. If someone have developed the hankering to be a member of one of the ras, either the Dasharas, Sakyaras, Vatsayaras, or Madhyaras, one of the ras, somebody who have developed a hankering, let's say one's heart has become melted towards that particular birth, and through particular association, one begin to render service in that particular ras, then one will be transferred to after the leaving of the body, the present body, one will be transferred to that planet where Krishna is performing his lila, and then the person will take birth in a particular family where this particular ras can be nourished. And then from there, ultimately, the person, go to, Golok Vrindavan. So it's not that immediately we leave our body because we are practicing Krishna consciousness. We immediately go to the, Golok Dham. We have to be trained first. We have to be trained first in the family of a particular devotee. And then once we become absorbed in that, we attain the perfection, then we can be transferred to the ultimate goal. So, so as I said earlier, that those who have attained the devotional service of the Lord, for them there is no more coming back. There's no more coming down to this material world full of misery, which is temporary. So in the Padma Purana, there's a verse quoted in the Hari Bhakti Vilas. It said, Na kama bandhanam jama vaishnavanam chavidyate Vishnu anucharatva hi mokshan aho maneshina. That for the Vaishnavas, the bondage of karma does not exist. Since the Vaishnavas have become the associate of Vishnu, they are described as being eligible for liberation by those who know the truth. This is the thing. So, which means for the Vaishnava, for those who have attained the devotional service to the Lord, so they are called Vaishnava. Vaishnava, they are devotees of Vishnu or devotees of Krishna. For them, no more bondage of karma. For them, they are eligible for liberation. Now, when we talk of liberation does not mean, impersonal liberation. Liberation means when one attains the ultimate, which is bhakti, devotional service to the Supreme Lord. So one of the acharyas, he had commented on this verse, which we are reading today. I'll just read the verse. I'll just read the commentary a little bit here. He said, just as Lord Krishna is easily attainable by his exclusive devotees, other gods must be easily attainable to those who pray to them, and then grant them all their desires, their objects, their desirable objects. So if this is the case, what is the difference between Lord Krishna's devotees and those who worship demigods? What's the difference? After all, by the worship of demigods, one can go to their planet. And the Lord says also, by the worship of me, you can come to my planet. So what's the difference? Now, as we read in the last chapter and also this chapter, so the Lord said that even the demigods, they don't have independence. Even though, yes, they may award a particular benefit to a worshipper, but they don't have an independent way of doing it. Still, they have to get the permission from him in order for them to do that. And the Lord said that whatever worship a person may do to the demigods is actually indirectly done unto him only. But however he's doing is called Ye Bajanti Avidipurvakam, which means that it's done with without proper understanding. Having the overcome means without proper intelligence. You know, why worship the demigod? Just worship Krishna directly, and you get a much better benefit. Because why? You worship one demigod, you may be offending another demigod, and this can create big obstacle in your life. Because after all, there are 33 million demigods, and each demigod is in charge of different universal arrangements. So by worshiping one, there's a very good chance to step on the other person. And then you commit offense, and demigods, sometimes they can actually get very angry. And then they give you, bad obstacle. But if you want to worship Krishna directly, then everyone is happy. It's mentioned that if you pour water at the root of a tree, the whole tree is nourished. It's not that you have to worship, it's not that you have to nourish the water by pouring water on different branches. Just pour the water on the root, and then the whole thing is nourished. So Lord Krishna answers this with the words, Mam Upetya, meaning having attained him. Having attained the Supreme Lord, what comes of it? The Mahatmas or great souls are not subjected to rebirth ever again in the material existence, for they have attained Paraman Samsiddhin, the highest perfection. Because of their extraordinary discriminating powers, such great noble souls have correctly come to the ultimate conclusion that Lord Krishna is the ultimate goal of all living entities. Always thinking of him, consciously performing all actions in preparation or prayer to him, having him exclusively as their nearest and dearest, by the grace of the Supreme Lord, who is eternal, bliss personified, one has qualified to join him in his leelas or divine pastimes, and eternally perform transcendental pastimes with him in loving devotion. Attaining this automatically achieves moksha or liberation and release from the excruciating pangs of material existence, beginning with imprisonment in the womb of a mother, then born in a house of sorrows known as the physical body, and subjected to disease, old age, and death again and again endlessly. So no other gods or demigods can give one liberation from material existence except Lord Krishna, and no other gods or demigods can sanction promotion to the eternal spiritual worlds except the Supreme Lord Krishna. So therefore, what the Lord is saying here, no one can dispute it. He said, Mamupeti Apunanjana said that for one who have attained my place, the person does not return again to this material world. He does not return, to this material world of Dukala Masashvatam. Napnovanti Mahatmana Samsiddhi Paramangata, that once attaining me, the great souls who are yogis, which mean the great devotees, they never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection. So in this way, Lord Krishna is continuing, is instructing Arjuna about the science of bhakti within this 6th chapter of the Bhagavad-Gita. So I'm going to stop here. If anyone has any question, comment, you can ask me. Hare Krishna. Yeah.
I just like that. I like that comment. It did caught my interest. You said that if you might be worshiping one demigod, then you might make offenses to other demigods. And that maybe. I don't know if you can. I'm trying to think if you can think of some example from the Bhagavatam, because I know there's so many there's so many offenses being made in the Bhagavatam. That was a good point you made that I never heard before.
Yeah, many examples are there in the Bhagavatam, especially from Canto 6 onwards, and it's all there from Canto 6, whereby different descriptions of descendant of Manu all narrated, because sometimes when, just like we have the example, sometimes the great kings, they performing many sacrifices so that they can attain the higher planet, especially the performance of Rajasuya sacrifice or Ashwamedha sacrifice, the horse sacrifice. And he mentioned that if one perform 100 Ashwamedha Jaga, when we go to the heavenly planet, you can even become Indra in your next life. So oftentimes, Indra becomes jealous. When he sees someone perform a particular sacrifice, so he becomes jealous. And then you find different ways by which to cause obstacles in the person's performance. Just like we have the case of Prithu Maharaj. Prithu Maharaj was doing Ashwamedha Jaga, so Indra kept coming, and he kept coming, stealing the horses away, like that. So we have many things like that. And then sometimes because the demigods, they have their own particular domain. So one may and by domain, but the point is that when we are worshiping them, we are chanting their particular mantra. So that mantra can affect other demigods. So those demigods, they become angry, and they give you all kinds of obstacles. They give you all kinds of problems. Diti, she was Diti is the mother of the demons. Actually, when we discuss Bhagavatam, which we are going out through the 8th canto of Bhagavatam now, which describe me the descendant of Diti and Aditi, the demons and the demigods. So sometimes, she be given the particular advice to do by her husband, Kashyapa Mayoka, you do this and make sure you don't commit any mistake. But oftentimes she's doing what she was told, and oftentimes she commit mistake, and at what she hoped to achieve, she get a counter. She gets something that is counter that. So there's a lot of stories. They also in the Puranas is all described that because there are 33 million demigods. 33 million demigods are there, and some demigods at a certain time of the day that we are not supposed to do something. So if during the Brahma Muhurta you worship a certain particular demigods, and another demigods is going, so you may disturb another demigods while you are doing a particular worship of a particular demigod at a certain time. So that's why they said that why wasting one's time in worshiping all these demigods? Just worship Krishna. Say Akama, Savakamova, Moksha Kamodharadi, Chivena bhakti-yoga, Yajutam, Purusham Param, that if one have all desires, if one desire liberation or whatever, one should still worship the Supreme Lord Krishna. That's the recommendation of the scriptures, like that. So therefore, it's worship of demigod is very, very actually when we end up actually worshiping so many of them, in order not to offend them, you have to end up worshiping many of them. But how many of them can you worship? How many? Because they all have different requirements. How many can you worship? So therefore, don't waste your time. Just worship only Krishna. Then you'll be happy. The demigod themselves, they'll be happy. If you worship their master, they'll be much more happier than that, than worshiping them directly. Is that clear enough? Huh? Okay. So any other points, comments? Okay, thank you very much. This is especially this part of the Bhagavad Gita is always very, very sweet to discuss and also to hear these middle portions of the Bhagavad Gita. Because within this middle portion of the Bhagavad Gita, we get to know Krishna. We get to know who Krishna is. And then we get to develop our relationship with him. Okay. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Gopinande Hare Krishna.
Normal relationship between the Lord and the living entity.
Yeah.
Source of this Bhagavad-Gita.
Yeah.
This is the source of developing the dormant relations between the Supreme Lord and the living entity.
Yeah. Yeah, that is all there. So Krishna says, Aham Savasha Prabhavo, Mata Sava Prabhatate. Itima Tabajante, Ma Buddha Bhavasama. You say that I'm the seed giving father of all living entities. Everything comes from me. Everything. Aham Savasha Prabhavo. Everything generate from me only. And so he said, those who know this, what they do, Buddha, they engage in my devotional service. Itima Tabajante, Bhajante means they worship me. They don't waste their time anymore. Because they know that everything's coming from me. I'm the source of all material and spiritual world, everything. So therefore, they don't waste their time anymore. It's Itima Tabajantima, Buddha Bhava Samamvita. This is the first Chatusloki of the Bhagavad Gita. So this, everything, when you read chapter 15, whereby the Lord is saying, everything's everything's coming from Him. He's the seed-giving Father of all living entities. So all this is all there. So Bhagavad Gita is the science of the soul. Is the supreme science of God, because it's spoken by God Himself. It's spoken by Bhagavan Himself.
Very important one that this text in this chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Very important. Text number 9.
Okay.
One should meditate upon the Supreme Person as the one who knows everything.
Mm-hmm.
This is the qualities of this Lord Krishna. He knows everything.
Yeah.
And secondly, he is the oldest one.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the controller. Who is the smaller than smallest.
Yeah.
Who is the maintainer of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Who is beyond all material conception.
Mm-hmm.
Who is inconceivable. And who is always a person.
Yeah.
Venus like sun, then he is the transcendental beyond this material nature.
Yeah.
This is everything is in this text.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very wonderful verse,
This is very good.
Kavim Puranam Anusastaltaram Ano Aniyansa Anusmarin Yaha Sabasha Tataram Achintarupam Atitabanan Tamasapa Parastat. Actually, it's like Prabhupada gave quite a few lectures on this verse. Prabhupada gave a few lectures on this verse of the Bhagavad Gita.
This text is very difficult to remember.
So, that once you meditate upon Krishna, which means once you fully be focused on Him, and Aditya, so this is characteristics, because how do we meditate on Him? We meditate on His qualities, His quality, His lila, pastimes, all these things. This is the bit of meditation. So the Lord is here in Vrindavan. So the Lord performed so many wonderful lilas. And He revealed His supreme sweetness, the supreme opulence here in Vrindavan, through the performance of wonderful lilas. So devotees, they are busy themselves with talking and discussing those lilas. And the more they do that, the more their remembrance, so their remembrance of Krishna is always increasing because they remember all these lila of Krishna. Like here in Vrindavan, you can go, there are so many lila stalis where the Lord performs His pastimes. Practically every Vrindavan is lila stali of the Lord. It's lila stali. Every Vrindavan. And that's why if you're in Vrindavan, it's actually easy to become Krishna conscious.
Here in Vrindavan, not because of mercy of Lord Krishna.
So it's easy to become Krishna conscious because everywhere you go, it's karma you of Krishna. Wherever you go. Even like as described by Prabodhananda Saraswati, that even if you are sleeping in Vrindavan, you are doing parikrama. Whatever you are doing is considered to be devotional service. So therefore, he said that if anybody tell me to leave Vrindavan, such a person is my enemy. So like that. Because the Lord performed his sweet lila here, his sweet pastimes. So we simply have to remember those pastimes, discuss it among ourselves, and then we'll be Krishna conscious. So leaving the body become easy, because it's become automatic, like that. Hare Krishna. Okay, Prabhupada ki.